The Mixed Mornings and More podcast with Steph and Sean.
Now available daily.
Good morning, world.
Good morning. Happy Friday. It's
Friday.
It's July. It's the 21st. It's basically 5:30 right now. We're getting a raise, gosh darn it, on this Friday, all right?
That's good, because you can't even remember what the 7th month is, and you're having a hard time with Friday this morning. So.
I know. I'm just stressed from the soccer game last night.
Oh.
Team Canada was taking on Nigeria, their first game of the World Cup. It was basically the first day of the Women's World Cup that was happening, and it was a little frustrating, I will say.
Why?
Well, they tied 0-0, so it's good to get a point. So that's good. But they had so many chances to win, and it was right there for the taking. And this team is so good that I almost have like my expectations through the roof because they won the Olympics last go around. They won gold.
So were you one of those people yelling at your TV, or how do you watch a soccer game when you're frustrated?
Yeah, I pretend I have hair and then I start pulling it. My non-existent hair, I'm like, "Rrr, rrr."
How many people did you text and ask to buy a rally lasagna?
Yeah, I didn't do a rally lasagna. It's sacred. I might have to save that for like a must-win game.
Okay, I was like, it feels like this is a pretty big deal. They're overplaying in the World Cup, and it's their first game. They want to set up themselves with a win, and you're like, no rally lasagna. Sorry.
I know. And this one's on me. We'll be better next time go around. Wednesday against Ireland. I think it's an early morning one, 4 a.m. or something. But we'll be there. We'll be going strong. My official part-time job started up last night, Steph.
Wait, you moonlighting there, Sean?
A little bit, yeah. Ever since I moved here every summer, I've become like the official dog watcher and house sitter of the building here.
And it is pretty nice for you because you kind of get the reign of somebody's house who has really worked up to making it a great place to be.
Exactly. For someone who just like rents a basement type of thing all throughout my time here, to have a full house and include some dogs in the mix of all of it, absolutely, I will do that for you. So last night, co-worker who I've looked after their dogs in house in the past 2 years were like, hey, we're going on vacation. Can you do it again? And that is an absolutely yes, I can.
Yeah. And not only this is kind of the like lottery winning house because they also have a hot tub now.
They've elevated their house like every year that I've like looked after. The first year they didn't have a hot tub. Second year they had a hot tub. This year, basketball court in the backyard.
No way.
Basketball hoop, a little concrete pad. I'm going to be hooping, tubbing, and snoozing with some dogs.
Jeepers, you won the lottery to house at this house.
The Donair mascot saga has just taken off completely in Alberta here.
And we've been talking about it for a couple days. It's on the Alberta government website, and it's being auctioned off. And the first day we were like, oh my gosh, it's going for $1,000. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yesterday, $6,000.
Around there.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Today,
10.
$10,000.
It's gone Canada-wide. I shouldn't say it's gone crazy in Alberta. It's gone Canada-wide now because King of Donair, who allegedly brought donairs to Canada in Halifax, they are now the leading bid at $10,019 for this Donair mascot costume. And they recently came out. They put out a tweet, and they're putting out a call to the government of Alberta, and they said, let the winning bidder for the Donair costume donate the sum to a charity of their choice due to how viral it's gone. Let's do something good with it. Government don't pocket it all.
Yeah, totally. Because I'm sure that the government thought, we'll probably get $400 for this costume. Like, no way they were expecting it to go this crazy.
I'm thinking of my friend down in Edmonton who's also a radio host who bid $400 in hopes of getting it now.
Yeah. And there's still, 23 days left on this thing?
That is the wild thing, is that there's still like literally almost a month left to donate on this bad boy. But it doesn't stop there because there's just so many layers to this silly story. So another donair shop that is also going back and forth with this Halifax place is Blowers in Grafton and down in, I think they're across Alberta. They're a tiny little bit of a chain. They want to do something for a good cause because the mascot was brought forward for a campaign against impaired driving. That's what they wanted to use it for, but in the end, they didn't use it for a commercial, like a television commercial.
Right.
And so Blowers in Grafton put out a tweet saying, we want to help do what it was intended to do. So if you buy a donair from our shop this weekend, $1 from every one is going to be donated to MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Wow. What a great thing. I love that.
And then another layer to this all was the Alberta government saw how viral it was going, so they thought they should do some public appearance with the mascot. And
wow, we still have this in our possession. Let's just take it out for a spin.
Yeah, and so Taste of Edmonton, some food festival down in the city is going on this weekend. I think it kicked off yesterday. And so there's a bunch of photos of the mascot donair holding hands with Premier Danielle Smith, just walking around the food festival and having the best time of their lives. It looks like a hilarious sitcom.
It is hilarious. And for public relations for Danielle Smith to have a donair with her that everybody loves, that's one way to talk to the public.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, there is one part that's a little offside. Apparently, Danielle Smith ate a donair in front of the mascot, which, could be a little triggering if you're the mascot to see one of your own getting devoured.
Oh, my gosh. Sean.
Maybe. I don't know.
This is taking a turn I didn't want to go down. Was out grocery shopping yesterday, and I picked up a watermelon.
Nice.
Yeah. It's nice for my husband. I don't eat watermelon, and so a lot.
Of course you don't.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
It's
the fruit thing. Yeah. Oh, I always forget that you don't like fruit.
It's just gross, Sean. It's got a bad texture and it's way too wet. But anyway, I was looking at the watermelon bin and trying to decide how big of a watermelon I should bring home since my husband's going to be the only one eating it.
One person, yeah.
Yeah. Lots of thoughts had to go into this. And you have to do all these things like, look for the ground spot on the watermelon and push in on both ends and give it a knock and make sure it sounds good.
Wow.
Yeah. Watermelon buying is a whole.
I guess I've just lucked out. I just grabbed one.
Wow. That's impressive.
They've all been good?
No, I think you're just a carburetor. I think that some have been good and some have been okay, and you're just like, it's watermelon. That's all the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't know. You don't eat it.
Exactly. Anyway, after I bought the watermelon, I also bought 3 of those 35-cent bags at Superstore and strategically filled up my grocery bag so that the watermelon was by itself in one of those bags.
Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't want it to crush anything.
Yeah.
I had a lot of other produce. I was like, how annoying would it be if you bought a watermelon and it was like, this pepper, gone.
Yeah.
Tomato, watch me obliterate that.
It was like a little grocery Tetris for you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's fun.
And I carried it out to my car and I put it in my empty trunk and I put the watermelon on one side and I put all the other groceries on the other.
Yeah.
And then I drove home and I just heard it going like,
you got to put it on the floor.
yeah, this
floor.
is a pro tip, Sean. It's all the beautiful, delicious chips that I bought were just crumbs when I got home.
Wrecking ball in your back seat. Going back and forth.
Especially picking like the nicest, roundest one. Like it was great. It was,
just
my
taking
gosh.
every corner. You're like, okay. Well,
My husband did open it when I got home, and he said it was the best watermelon he's had all season.
maybe that's a trick to the watermelon. Let it
Maybe.
roll around in your trunk.
Yeah, just like, you got to roll a clementine first to make it easy to peel. Roll the watermelon while you're driving. I don't know.
Have you ever heard of freeze-dried candy?
I saw some bags of it at the trade show.
Oh,
I didn't try it, though.
okay. I have never heard of this. And then I was over at the Artisan Square, my homies there, and they're like, yeah, it's flying off the shelves. And I was like, well, first of all, you're going to have to tell me what it is. I have no clue. They're like, yeah, we bought I don't know what the machine, I'm going to call it a freeze-dry machine.
Sure.
And I don't know the process,
I think
but
it's a dehydrator, but...
Yeah. Maybe it's that.
No, because that's not freezing it. Anyway, you got a freeze-dried machine.
Yeah. And I'm sure it does exactly what the name says. It freezes it, it dries it, and then you can consume it. And so they had all different sorts of things on there. And I saw an ice cream sandwich, and I was like, 100% I'm an ice cream sandwich person. Let me buy this from them. And so I will describe it as like tasty styrofoam.
What?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know if I've ever thought I wanted a meal of styrofoam before. If it was that good, could we give it a different name, like Tasty Sponge Toffee?
Maybe. I like styrofoam because it's funny.
Okay. Did it squeak on your teeth?
But it was like nimble and it was easy and it wasn't like tough or anything. And then it just tasted like an ice cream sandwich. I'm like on the fence right now of like, did I like that or was it just unique or like, where do I sit on this table? I devoured the ice cream sandwich because I'm an ice cream sandwich guy, but the freeze-dried candy world is something completely new to me.
Well, this is what I want to ask you about is because when I saw it at the trade show, there were like 5 Skittles in a bag that had multiplied themselves by about 15. They were huge. And it was kind of like a 1-pound coffee bag, but only 5 Skittles in it. Like, did the ice cream sandwich grow or shrink?
No, it looked like it shrunk, but maybe because it's a cold item.
Maybe. And also very wet in the middle with the ice cream.
Yeah, and it compacts it all.
And was there ice cream left? Did it turn into like a marshmallow substance? Or
No.
Like what?
It was the cookie on each side and the ice cream in between, but it was all just styrofoam. It's the best it was
disappeared. It turned into something fake.
It was Neapolitan and it tasted good.
Okay. I feel like I have to go check this out now and give my own ideas of it because I am really confused.
They said it's flying off the walls. I was like, okay, sure. Let me have some. And I'm like, oh, styrofoam.
You're really selling it here, Sean. Sitting on the couch watching TV last night, and my husband says, "There's a fly in here." And the show gets paused, and he's up with the fly swatter, and he is moving around the house. I did not see this fly. The fly disappears. The show starts up again. 25 minutes later, the show is paused, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's got his fly swatter again. I still don't see this fly. This went on for 3 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Every 20 minutes or so, he's insistent that there is a fly in our living room that I'm pretty sure is invisible.
You couldn't even hear it or anything?
Couldn't even hear it. Like, I don't know if it existed.
Yeah.
Then he insisted that it got stuck in the blinds.
That's when you know. I
hitting
hate
against
that.
the window. I hate that too. But I don't know if I need to get my ears checked. I still didn't hear it, but there he was, like hitting the blinds, trying to get this fly out of the house. Finally, Sean.
Yeah.
While we were cooking dinner, he goes, "I caught the fly." I was like, "Was it a mosquito or was it a housefly?" He's like, "If it was a mosquito, I would have said it was a mosquito." I was like, "Oh, sorry. You were clearly frustrated."
I'm on team husband here. I don't think I could continue until I knew it was eliminated.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta.
Like, just sit down and watch TV. The TV's louder than the fly. You're fine. We've been chatting about Barbie all week, and obviously that was my favorite kind of toy when I was a kid. She was pretty freaking cool.
You wrote like a thesis on it or something.
Yeah, when I was in grade 7, I wrote a thesis or a public speech that I had to do in front of my class.
Right. And do you remember how many dolls? Do I call them dolls? Sorry, is that I don't know.
No, I think you can call
How many
them
dolls did you have? Do you remember how many you collected?
I had about 12, and then I had the 1998 holiday Barbie as well, who was still in mint condition in her box. And
Still?
She might be. I actually ended up giving her to a thrift store when I moved out of my parents' house. So Barbie was important to me, but then she really wasn't.
Yeah, I was expecting more than 12 for some reason. Did you have all the fixins and stuff?
Yeah, I had the Barbie motorhome.
Yeah.
And I had like the Corvette and, like
the house?
I don't think I had the house, but I had like a Barbie that you could put like hot water on her eyes and she would close them for the night, and then you could put cold water on it and she'd open them for the day. And I had like the one that has super, super long hair all the way to the floor.
Wow.
I had Kira.
I've learned that hair one is the best seller ever.
It was a great one. Came with hairbrush and everything to brush that plastic hair that if you ever got it wet, you would be screwed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I had a ton.
Yeah.
Did you have anything equivalent to Barbie?
I had wrestlers.
Oh, yeah. My brother had wrestlers too.
Back when it was WWF, and I had a ring for it that was a pretty healthy size. And I remember just having all of the wrestling matches. And if I had a sister, I'm pretty sure I would have had like The Rock doing the rock bottom to like Barbie too.
I don't know what that is.
The people's elbow.
Oh yeah, totally.
That's a different move. I would have The Undertaker doing a choke slam.
Oh yeah, and a full Nelson.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. My brother had Junkyard Dog.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
What was the other one? Jake the Snake.
Love it.
Do you have any of those?
No, I think I had Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, and Kane.
Man, you guys would have been friends. You could have really battled with different wrestlers.
A little Royal Rumble action.
I've been watching Lost for 2 months now. And I've been hate watching the last season, which is season 6, because I don't know what happened, but it has just gone crazy. It's so hard to understand. There's alternate timelines. There's sideways timelines. It's nuts.
Yeah, I've never watched Lost, but I've just heard this about people just randomly talking about it, that it takes just a wild turn. So you finished all 6 seasons?
I did. Last night, I tried to convince my husband to watch something else, and he insisted that we just needed to get through it. He needed to see the end.
I'm kind of the same. If I put in 5 seasons, I need to see it through, because maybe I feel a little different and I actually will maybe like it.
Maybe, but I don't think you would like this. The show ended and he turned into Article Man. He was reading up on this season, trying to understand what happened, how did this make sense in their brains, because it wasn't making sense in ours, reading about fans' anger when it actually came out. And I thought about, what would it be like to watch the show once a week for 6 years and have
cable
this
television
ending? Yeah, because it was so bad. And then after he read for probably 2 hours and tried to explain to me what he was trying to understand, he said, I just realized we're going to have to buy the 6th season of Lost on DVD.
Oh, because you probably have alternative endings and stuff.
Well, that's what I said. I said, pardon me, I've just hate watched the 6th season. I don't want to own it.
Yeah.
And he was like, special features. We have to see a little bit more in depth. Thank God the library has it.
Oh, okay.
He put it on hold. He's going to pick it up today. But I thought my weekend plans did not consist of watching any more Lost.
Put it in the past.
Thought I was done. But here we are. I guess on Monday I'll come with maybe some newfound enlightenment.
That's right. You can hate watch some alternative endings.
Excellent. Can't wait. A couple of shows on CBC that are near and dear to our hearts are casting for new people. And
interesting.
Yeah. And we want to know the people that are on the show. So I just want to give a little PSA that Canada's Ultimate Challenge, we had Obi and Christian Obereger. He was on the Orange team, and we had him in every Friday to chat about it. Well, that casting for the next season closes on Sunday.
Oh, interesting. And yeah, that one, if you haven't heard, it's like a more intense, amazing race. And you get to go all across Canada, see a whole bunch of different things, but then do some intense challenges as well. It
seems extremely grueling. Like, you've got to have really good leg muscles and really strong upper body strength, and then tenacity to go with it.
Yeah.
So that one's not for me. The other one that I would like to see someone from Fort McMurray on, so we can chat with them about it, is Farming for Love.
Okay, yeah.
So,
why this one?
I don't know. It just is such an intriguing show to me, because it's not like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, where you need to be like, quite a stunning person with a big wardrobe full of sparkles. Like, it's like you're auditioning to be a
it's the blue collar version. It's down and gritty and dirty.
Yeah, a farmer's partner.
You're picking up poo.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But you also get to horseback ride.
Or maybe you're in the wine farm and you're not in the cow farm.
There you go. And suddenly you have to deal with worms and spiders and all the kind of bugs that come with wineries. But that one doesn't even have a closing date on its casting. Like, I think it's hard to find people who want to live that life.
Yeah, it's very interesting, because I feel like you can't just bring I'm just going to stereotype like a city girl or a city guy, and all of a sudden you're just like, okay, now help Joe or Carol on the farm, like, you got to kind of be a little bit into that lifestyle.
Yeah, you need a special person. But they do kind of get different types of farmers. As you said, there was a wine farmer, but then there's also, there was a lady who worked with equine therapy, and she was helping kids who have autism have a relationship with horses and learning how to have that kind of relationship. Mm-hmm. And so there are different types of farmers. There's even a berry farmer. I
remember a pumpkin one being on there. The one lady had a pumpkin kind of patch and a maze and everything.
Oh, see, that sounds fun. Mm-hmm. You're just always living for fall. But either way, if you are applying for this show, please let us know. Or if you'd like to be nominated because you're too nervous, there is a nominate button. I'll be happy to fill it all out about you.
Want more of today's show?
Download the Mixed Mornings and More podcast.
Now available every weekday.